came to Wrenfield Court like a lie. The sun rose, birds chirped, sprinklers clicked on across manicured lawns. But beneath that perfect suburban calm, something was wrong. Deeply wrong. 5 people had gone into house number 46 the night before. 5 people had vanished without a trace. And only one, Elias Ward, had woken up. Not in the house, not in a hospital, but in his own bed, gasping for air like he'd been drowning in a dream he couldn't escape. He sat upright, drenched in sweat, heart pounding so violently he thought it might burst. His bedroom looked normal, too normal. The morning light felt artificial, like a stage light pretending to be sunlight. He whispered to himself, "Did I make it out?" But the question didn't comfort him, because he remembered everything. By 8 a.m., Wrenfield Court was swarming with police cars, news vans, and neighbors standing in tight clusters, whispering like they were afraid the house might hear them. Janelle's mother was screaming at officers. Ty's older brother was pacing the sidewalk, fists clenched. Lucia's husband kept repeating, she wouldn't just leave. She wouldn't. And Mr. Hawthorne's daughter stood alone, staring at the house with a look of quiet, shaking terror. Elias watched from across the street, sitting on the curb with his elbows on his knees. He felt like a ghost watching the living. He knew what the others didn't. The house didn't trap people. It tempted them. It gave them the life they wanted most, then swallowed them whole. He had seen the moment the dream cracked open. He had heard the voice whisper, "Only one of you gets to leave." He didn't know why he was the one. He didn't know how he escaped. But he knew the house wasn't done. Around noon, something impossible happened. The missing came back, not all at once, not in the same place, not in the same condition. Janelle was found standing in her kitchen, staring at a pot of boiling water she didn't remember turning on. Ty was discovered in his bedroom, gripping a microphone that wasn't his, whispering lyrics he didn't recognize. Mr. Hawthorne wandered barefoot into his backyard, calling out to his son, a son who had been gone for 20 years. Lucia collapsed in her living room, sobbing because she could feel pain again, and she didn't understand why it hurt so much. They were alive, but they were wrong. Their eyes didn't focus right. Their voices trembled. Their memories were fractured, like someone had taken scissors to their minds and cut out the parts that mattered. None of them remembered entering the house. None remembered their dream lives. None remembered the moment everything went dark. But Elias did, and that made him dangerous. Detectives pulled Elias aside, sat him on the back of a squad car, and asked him to explain what happened. He told them everything: the shifting rooms, the dream lives, the voice that wasn't human. The moment the house began to collapse around him, they wrote it all down, but their eyes said delusion. One detective leaned in and whispered, "Son, houses don't do that." Elias stared at him. "This one does." The detective sighed and closed his notebook. "Get some rest." But Elias didn't need rest. He needed answers. That night, the neighborhood tried to settle back into something like normal. Lights flicked on in living rooms. TVs hummed. People locked their doors twice instead of once. Elias sat alone in his dark living room, staring at the blank TV screen. He couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching him. His phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. He hesitated before opening it. It was a photo. Malik, standing inside house number 46, smiling, but the smile wasn't Malik's. It was too wide, too still, too knowing. Elias's stomach dropped. Another message appeared. "You left too soon." His hands trembled. A third message came through. This one wasn't a photo. It was a video. He pressed play. The camera was inside the house, facing the front door. Lightning flashed outside. The door creaked open. Malik stepped into view, but his eyes, they weren't his eyes. They were hollow, reflective, like something was looking out from behind them. He leaned close to the camera, as if he could see Elias through the screen. And in a voice layered with something ancient, he whispered, "Come back." The video ended. Elias stared at the dark screen, heart pounding so hard he thought it might crack his ribs. Outside, thunder rolled across Wrenfield Court. He stood slowly, drawn to the window by a force he couldn't name. And when he looked out, his breath caught in his throat. House number 46, demolished 2 days earlier, was standing again. Perfect, whole, glowing faintly in the storm. The porch light flickered like a heartbeat. The front door was open, waiting. Elias stepped outside, rain soaking his clothes instantly. The storm raged, but he barely felt it. He walked toward the house, each step heavier than the last. Lightning flashed. A silhouette appeared on the porch. Malik, or something wearing Malik's shape. He lifted a hand and pointed directly at Elias. His voice carried across the storm, layered and wrong. "It's your turn." Elias froze. The house groaned, a deep, ancient sound, like something waking up beneath the earth. The ground trembled, the porch light flared, and then, the house whispered his name. Not loudly, not angrily, but intimately, like it had known him all his life. "Elias?" The storm went silent, the world held its breath, and the front door slammed shut. Elias turns to run, but the street behind him is gone. Wrenfield Court has vanished. The houses, the trees, the sky, everything is replaced by a vast, endless darkness. And in that darkness, dozens of glowing windows appear, each one showing a different dream life. Each one showing a different person trapped inside, including him.